No perfume. No mercy. He walks where the tall grass swallows every trail. Eyes on the horizon, never destined to fail. The city never claimed him, the wild became his home. A rifle and a warthog where the lonely hunters roam. The dust became his blanket, the mud became his skin. He traded all his comforts just to let the hunt begin. No polished boots or inches, no palace made of stone. The predator's strongest when he stands alone. He leaves no trace, the frightened eye can find. The beast and hunter share a single mind. Smell of the wild, nothing civilized. Living by the hunt beneath untamed skies. Smell of the wild, born to survive. The king of the shadows where the strong stay alive. Smell of the wild. No fear inside, only the hunter when the prey runs and hides. They ran him from the continent with cards and angry words. Too mean for fellow poachers, too foul for decent herds. He laughed beside the campfire with grape soda in his hand. Found a home among the dreadnoughts who could understand. No Clyde, Point, Belly, and Yabo walked beside him through the brush and through the rain. The only souls he trusts upon the dusty plain. Everything is quarry when the daylight starts to fade. Everything except the friends who never walk away. Here's a heartbeat carried on the breeze. The wild speaks louder than the city's ever dreamed. Smell of the wild, nothing civilized. Living by the hunt beneath untamed skies. Smell of the wild, born to survive. The king of the shadows where the strong stay alive. Smell of the wild, no fear inside, only the hunter when the prey runs and hides. No synthetic promises, no polished disguise. He became the wilderness to vanish from their eyes. The jungle knows his footsteps, the wind recalls his name. When instinct is the only law, the hunter wins the game. Smell of the wild. Smell of the wild. Smell of the wild. Nothing civilized. Every trail is calling, every sunrise comes alive. No compromise. A dreadnought born to wonder where the untamed spirits rise. Smell of the wild, never denied. Forever chasing freedom where the wilderness resides. Breathe. The hunter disappears, leaving only the smell of the wild. Yo, Joe, listen up, I got a story to tell about a guy named Logan. Oh, he's so swell.
Wait, that's me.
I'm the G.I. Joe gamer, cool and witty, talking about those characters, heroes and villains. On Wednesday nights we shout, Yo, Joe,
Or Cobra.
talking about the Joe team and a Cobra tide. Yo, Joe, Cobra Commander plots and schemes, see you ruling the world in his dreams. Zartan is never what he seems, and Baroness rocks that black leather outfit. Shoots you quick and slip out the back of the pit. Yo Joe, Cobra, Cobra, I'm here to give my G.I. Joe takes. Oh yeah, Yo Joe, Cobra, Cobra. Talking about the characters, it's a G.I. Joe thing. Oh yeah! Let's do this.
Mature content warning. On Logan's Joe Takes, strategic commentary may include strong language, heated opinions, classified references. Time to call in the Joes. Opposing forces may attempt audio interference. Logan's Joe Takes. Mission begins now.
That's right. I'm Logan, the G.I. Joe Gamer. Mission begins now. Throw some music on in the background. And, you know, I didn't load up G.I. Joe music, but I got some cool music up on there. Just need to turn it way down so it doesn't overpower me. So you can hear it, but you can hear me too. Okay, tonight, this is Joe Takes 87. We'll continue Fridays from the Hills after, like always. We're going to look at the Dreadnought Poacher for G.I. Joe. A bad guy, one of the biker gangs from the Dreadnoughts. Even too lowly for most of the Dreadnoughts. But you know what else we're going to be looking at? We're going to be looking at Warthogs. Yes, I got a couple of these, even though the figure only came with one. I happen to have two different Gnawgahydes. In fact, that's the only Gnawgahydes they ever came out with, as far as I recall. So there are Warthogs. Now, originally, people thought his name was Clyde, but somehow they've associated that name to the character Gnawgahyde himself. And this is the 1989 vintage G.I. Joe Gnawgahyde. I am missing the knife that goes in his boot sheath right there. It just slides right. It's pretty cool. It was one of the very first Joes that did that. He came with this satchel of arrows, this quiver and arrows. It was pretty cool. And he came with a bow that, this isn't his original bow. He had a black one, a really nice one. Same mold. This came with a later figure that I have, so I decided to grab it to go with his satchel arrows, because I have two of those. Because at one point, I guess my brother had one too. So now I have like several accessories, and he's got the sniper rifle, and then he's got this machete that actually snaps onto his wrist. It's really cool. And of course, you know, he's bald, and his hat comes off, and he's got this bush hat tipped up on the left side, of course, and he's Australian, so he's got an accent, you know. Yo, Joey. But actually, his accent he's not Australian. He's South African. I'm getting mixed up with some of the other Dreadnoughts. A lot of them are Australian. But he is actually South African. I'm not even going to pretend to do a South African accent, but he's got the mutton chops. He's got a molded on gun, which I'll be talking about a little later when we look at the classified figure. He's got the bipod on the sniper rifle, bow and sniper rifle, so he can take them out long range or close up silently. So there it is. That's kind of cool. Now, I think they, on the classified, we'll get into that, but I think they missed an opportunity on the classified. It's involved in that right there. But we will get into that. So that's the vintage Gnawgahyde. Now, in 2012, I'm pretty sure it was. That's why I have. It's nice to have two of these Warthogs. They in the classified. We'll get into the classified Warthog here in a bit. but they've actually reestablished what the warthog name is. So, but we'll really go over that now. This particular character has all his accessories. He did not come with a bow. He does have a knife in the sheath back here, which wasn't that way on the original. It's a nice little knife, but I keep wanting to. He looks a lot like Crocodile Dundee, especially his hat. That's why I keep wanting to give him an Australian accent, I think. But this hat comes off too, and yeah, he's still bald, but this hat stays on a lot better for whatever reason. And I thought this was a pretty cool update. Did not have a boot holster for a gun or a knife. You know, he just had the knife on the back. That's where they decided to put it. I like the vest better. I like the improvements they did with his hat. He comes with a rifle. I wouldn't call that a sniper rifle, but it is a rifle. So there you go. You know, it's got some detailing on it that's pretty cool. And, you know, it's got the scope. And so, you know, it's not a bad update. And the vest is really cool looking with the fur and everything. And you know what I should have this clicked on so we can see. We got Lost Husky in the house. Hey, Lost Husky, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to load up your clip so that when Tiger shows up, we will we'll play it along with everybody else's. My friend, good to have you in the house tonight. Did I say I somehow hit a T instead of a K? Sorry there, buddy. Husky, I know how to spell most of the time. But we'll give you a star so I remember to shout you out, and we'll load up your clip right quick. So we've got Lost Husky joining that bandwagon. So we got you all set up. That is this is the 25th anniversary style. He came, like I said, he came out with, I think, just after Pursuit of Cobra, a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, I think, and a 7-pack with a bunch of other dreadnoughts. It was really cool. I was happy I got that 7-pack. Expensive though, I'm gonna tell you. When I still had a little bit of money, I managed to get that. Okay, well, it'll take us to the classified Gnawgahyde. And there's not a lot of media about Gnawgahyde, so when we get into that, not a lot to say. No comic books, and as far as Marvel was concerned, and that's what I concerned myself with. And this is the classified box. It's a deluxe set because it comes with an animal. Actually, it comes with 2, so we'll get into that. He is number 125 in the series, and there's what he looks like all geared up. So we'll be taking a look at this figure tonight, and there is the side box art, the side box art, I should say. Yeah, I thought so. I think so too, Lost Husky. I think this is a nice set. I really like it. Not my favorite Dreadnought, but they made. Some of these classified ones gave me a greater appreciation for these Dreadnought characters, especially with Ripper. I was never a Ripper fan, but after that classified Ripper, still the best Dreadnought so far on the classified to come out. He has this sniper rifle case, and I wanted to show it off real quick. My son and I was having trouble putting the magazine back in his sniper rifle. And so I handed it to my son, and he dropped it on the floor, and together we could never find it. So it's in the On Joe Takes video, but the magazine was lost while I was filming that. So that will never go back in here unless I can find it here on the floor. But the rifle sits right in there with the magazine in it. And then he's got a suppressor and a scope there. That's a long-range sniper rifle scope. So sights. Better than sights. You know what? We're going to look at Warthog and his little monkey companion Yabo first. This is Pork Belly, and this is a well-detailed toy. Figure. It's articulated. The back part moves and swivels, and yeah, I have issues with the monkey, but we'll get that monkey off my back here in a little bit. Hooves, just like a warthog. I love the tail, and it turns around, and it's not, it's just a piece of plastic, but you can pose it pretty much how you want. You can pose it down like that, or up like that. I kind of prefer it to kind of go up like that, like a warthog. And then he's got the mane. I think that's so cool that warthogs have a mane. And then look at this face, this warthoggy face. Well done, and I will compare him to the other one. He's got an earring there, and he's sporting his nose ring. And, quite the update from the just piece of plastic we got back in the day. Look at those tusks, man. These tusks. You're right. The whole thing gives me Timon and Pumbaa vibes, but, very cool. I dig this. I love how the legs are articulated. You can pose them, you can move them, even the hooves have a little bit of articulation. They went all out with this, so you can just run like a warthog, just jam it, Little tufts of fur on the back there for his dew claw. Pretty cool. I really dig this. Hey, Cobra Vipers 605, welcome in. Needs the little cat guy and the ground ferret. Yeah, I guess so. Nice to have you join us. Hope you like G.I. Joe, because that's what I'm talking right now before we get into our regular show tonight, right after this at the top of the hour. But welcome in. We appreciate you being here. Okay, we've got this warthog. I don't know. I thought they were doing such a good job on most of these animals, and then they just totally dropped the ball on others. Freedom is the perfect example. Awesome Eagle. They did a great job on that. On all the dogs and the wolves, Timber was fantastic. But then we get stuff like this. Never heard of G.I. Joe. Yeah, I could tell. Sir. I did a Vipers episode a couple weeks ago. The Viper is coming is what I called it. We had a lot of fun with it. Checked out some new Vipers. But this is Yabo, the monkey. No articulation whatsoever. He might as well be this old cheap plastic. The paint articulation is cool. And, he's got paint on his chest and on his paws, his little claws there. But, he's a monkey with an eye patch. It's kind of cool. It looks cool. But now if he'd had a little articulation, that would have been great. But, he can't even sit down properly. It's a poor design. You have to stick him on. Yeah, there you go. That's the best you can do. And sitting him down, and he doesn't really. Yeah, he can kind of stay in that pose, but other than that, it's just this one. That's it. That's what you get. Is this him pose like this? Other than that, he can. I can put him on Gnawgahyde's shoulder, or I like to actually display him on the back of Pork Belly like this, like he's riding the warthog. It's all wow, 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 like Charlie Brown to me right now. No worries, Kitty. No worries at all. Good to have you. Good to have you with us. And later on, if you want to jump in, you know where the link is, my friend. But let's look at this classified figure, and we'll compare it to the vintage and to the 25th anniversary a little bit, because they carried things over from both, and I like that. I like that they did that, because they took what worked from both figures and they made this really cool figure. Now, there are some things they dropped the ball on, but naturally, Hasbro does have a few quality control issues. But this is the classified Gnawgahyde. I think they did an outstanding job. He does have the gauntlet, and they updated it with spikes from the original vintage figure. The 25th anniversary has one too, but it's all right. And he's got this armband that never wants to stay up on his arm, so I kind of leave it on his elbow, but it's supposed to be up higher on the arm. It's pretty cool. And yeah, he's got this machete that snaps onto his wrist just like this, and I'll just take it right off. And it's got these little soft plastic hooks that you can move them apart. I'll show you here. But it bends really easy. It's really soft plastic, so even in the box, it works. And you have to heat it up in order with in warm water, boiling water, in order to stretch that, flatten that back out and make it straight. I don't bother with it anymore. I tried all that. And, he can wield it like a regular machete, too. He doesn't have to just have it on his wrist. It's got the handle, too. So, or the hilt, as it were, from the hilt. But, yeah, it's a really nice bladed machete. The other two didn't come with a machete. The original came with the machete that snaps onto his wrist, but not with this kind of articulation. I'll show you what I mean. Very similar in design, but the Classify, they really stepped up the game on this one. And I don't know why they didn't have the 25th anniversary figure come with the machete. They updated most of the other Dreadnoks really well in that set. They kind of dropped the ball on him, except in the way he looks, because he looks really cool. He even has the necklace is a separate piece. But yeah, badass machete. I like the fact that it clips right onto the wrist. So yeah, so you don't have to keep putting it in his hand or taking it out, or you just snap it on and off the wrist. It's pretty cool. But he's got this overall look to him. I got the sniper rifle in his hands, and this does not in the packaging. It's separate. It's separate in the when you put it in the box. It actually sits over here like this, not in the case. But I'm going to put it in the case so you guys see how that works. And I will actually put some of the pieces on there, except for the magazine, because like I said, I lost that on the floor here somewhere, and I have not been able to find it. But it's really small. It's like most of the magazines are about maybe a 1/4 inch. This thing isn't even an 1/8 of an inch. It's just really so small. I mean, it just is small. It's tiny, and we just can't find it. Now, I do have. This is the same rig that came with low light and shooter. So I do have this sniper rifle. I wish they had given him his own. Would have been nice to get a new sniper rifle from a poacher, how they do it. But no, they decided to just go ahead and use the same old. And I'm going to use my plastic pencil to pop these out, because once they're in here pretty good. And I'm glad it's like that, because man, these things are easy to lose. So I'm going to take them out real gently, and then I will put them on the rifle, and then I will show you how we got the scope and we got the suppressor. So we'll be able to do that real quick. All right, so there's the case all emptied out, and all the rest of the stuff comes in there, just not the rifle itself, as you can see. And the magazine is supposed to just sit right in the rifle. There was no spot for it in the case. So, all right, see, we've got this tripod, and it just clips right into there, which I think is cool. I didn't get a chance to do this with my low light video, and I got Shooter coming up, and I'll probably take a better look at her sniper rifle than we are for him. And the suppressor just clips right in here. He actually has a second suppressor, which I'll show you here in just a little bit, because he does come with a bow as well. And like I said, the plastic sometimes warps in the box really bad. And other than heating it up, there's really nothing you can do. There is one more piece to this bad boy, and that would be the scope that snaps right on here to the top of the rifle. And that completes the package of the sniper rifle, except for the magazine. But like I said, it's really small, and it is somewhere on my floor. So it's probably lost and gone forever. It looks like my floor, unfortunately. But yeah, it's nice. Sits really well. I like the low light design for this sniper rifle, so it's pretty cool. Now, Spirit came with his own sniper rifle, so I don't know why they couldn't have made a new one based off the original for Gnawgahyde. And I'll show you what I mean. I'll take this out and show you. He had the bipod on the original too, so it's a cool little sniper rifle. And I would have rather had an update for this instead, with a suppressor, because that would have been nice too. But look at the sight on this original. It was so much longer. The stock is smaller. When you're kneeling down and in the position to snipe something, shoot them, as it were. I did not care for the long ass handle they got on there, but they updated that pretty nice. But that's Tiger's being funny over here, trying to distract me as I'm doing this, but that's okay. All right, so here we go. That is the sniper rifle, and I will disassemble the entire thing and show you how it goes back into the case. When these things snap in there, they stay in there pretty good. So in the case, they're fairly safe except for the bipod. that sucker fell out on me today on my floor, and I thought it was gone too, but I managed to find it really quick. There's the scope. Goes right next to the suppressor. Goes right in there. Big end goes to the left here. Just snaps right in there. And then, it's, like I said, usually it stays in pretty good, but of course I said it does. So now there it goes. I didn't hear the snap. That's what it was. And it fell out again. And it looks like I may have lost it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's down on my floor. I will have to find that later. That's what I get for fucking around. Fuck around and find out. But we'll be a lot more careful with this. I could probably find that round scope. So yes. Yeah. Tiger is just giving me she's razzing me over here. All right, so there it goes right into there, and then I will hold that into place. I had to get it out with something, so I don't know how it popped out of there. Probably because I popped it out a few times. And then the sniper rifle snaps into place. Put it in there, and then what I didn't like about this design case is lowlights did not close up, but I think it was just mine. This closes up really well. So, like I said, I'll have to find that suppressor. And it's a bummer because the other suppressor that comes in the set does not, and I mean does not, fit onto the sniper rifle at all. It has a total. It's an innie. That one's an outie, and I'll show you what I mean. This is the bow and arrow set that they had him come with. Now the suppressor is right here, and it, like I said, it has an innie, and the peg is on the bow instead of the opposite way around. The peg for the sniper rifle is on the suppressor and pegs into the sniper rifle. Now they should have had these things interchangeable. This just snaps into the backpack. I'll show you how that works. But this suppressor, I'm not going to drop it, so I'm going to slide it into this backpack because there's a spot for it. There are two ways to put this bow on the backpack. The suppressor on the backpack. You can put it here, or you can snap it in here. The suppressor here, down here, right here. But the bow only fits there. Now, it comes with one separate arrow, which I think is cool. But if you're going to do that, you might as well make them all separate. Seriously, because it fits in there really nice. The rest are just for show. It's kind of, I know, lost parts and everything, and for adult collectors. But, as adults, we should be able to not lose our crap on the floor. But that's his quiver. This is the standard bow, compound bow they have it came with Storm Shadow and a few other figures. And the dumbest thing to me in the world is the fact that it comes with a suppressor. This doesn't need a suppressor. This is a bow, and it's a silent weapon already. The suppressor does not help it. There's nothing to, there's no point to the suppressor on this bow except to make it look cool. Now I'll show you what I mean. It just slides on there, and you hold the bow, and you got the bow there, and then you got the suppressor above it. That suppressor is aesthetic. It doesn't do anything. It's just there. And if it would have attached to both the bow and the sniper rifle, that would have been good. There's also something else that he should have come with that it could have worked for really well. And that would have been a sidearm. And the reason why I mentioned the sidearm earlier, this bow, look at this. Why not just do one of these? That would have been cooler. But, whatever. That's one of my few gripes for this figure. But we got Dancing Gnawgahyde, and his hat falls off pretty easy, so it's okay. Now, see what I was talking about is he had a sheath right here on a knife sheath on the figure on the left-hand side. On the right, he has a little holster for a sidearm, a little holster pistol, and a little ankle pistol is what I meant. Now, this guy, instead, they put the knife on that side, not where it goes on the shin guard like it was supposed to, but on the side in a typical ankle holster, ankle sheath, as it were. And I think they should have had a gun there, a little sidearm, a little combat pistol for his ankle Go right there. Put the knife over here where it belongs. Now, what I was saying is on the 25th anniversary style, we don't need to compare that rifle to it. That would have been a cool rifle for him to come with too. But he has a knife on the back, right? Well, they did that for him too, which would have been cool. You could have still had the two knives, and this comes out, and both knives look the same. So I'm not going to bother with the boot ankle because it's really not easy to set up. But it is. This one is angle specific because it slides in there, and there's a groove as I've shown you there. It has to go in a specific way. This one really doesn't. Although I usually put the blade to the back because that makes sense. But this, yeah, I like the way they updated him. He comes with a set of dog tags insinuating that he was either military or he stole some equipment from a Joe, or after he injured or killed him. That's what they're insinuating. They did that on Major Blood too, and then he's got the bone necklace from some of the animals he's killed. And got that on his hat too, the crocodile teeth. Very Crocodile Dundee-esque, right? But then this character's from South Africa. He's an African character who poaches the African, jungles and savannas. So it's an interesting idea. Give him the bush hat, and I'm sure that's what the original artwork looked like. I mean, that's what they were going for with this hat, but he was not Australian. They gave him an Australian accent in the Deep cartoon, which is his only animated appearances was in the Deep cartoon, and we'll talk a little bit about that. I do remember Operation Dragonfire very well because that was well done, and that earned their contract, I'm sure. But we'll hit up that. But now, that's Gnawgahyde. We need to learn about the character a little bit because we are going to be running over because I had a lot to do before I started the Joe Take. So let's jump into the file card so you can learn about Gnawgahyde. And I've got my file card video. I got my mojo working. I'll be playing my file card video here. And why is that there? Okay, because that's supposed to be there. Now we got it going on. All right, file card video. And I'll be right back. If I can click the button properly. There we go.
File name unknown, birthplace unknown, primary specialty hunting, secondary specialty survival. Gnawgahyde could have single-handedly decimated the herds of all the endangered species of Africa if his fellow poachers hadn't railroaded him off the continent for cheating at cards. Being generally obnoxious and smelling bad, he was subsisting on his earnings as a freelance fur stealer when he was recruited by the Dreadnoks at an all-night donut and grape soda shop. From General Hawk's file, he takes his hunting and tracking very seriously. Gnawgahyde won't bathe for a month before he goes out into the bush, so the animals will not smell the soap on his body. He greases himself with rancid hog fat and eats what he can trap and shoot in the wild. Gnawgahyde does this so that the chemical additives of processed foods won't alter his body chemistry and scare off the game with too human a scent. It's a good thing he's basically antisocial. I haven't had this much fun since I mowed me lawn with a flamethrower.
Boom, boom. All right, I was going to show you before I forget that the bow, you take the handle right there where he grips it, and we're not a question how he grips it, and you slide it. You slide it in like that, and then you just let it. You slide it in narrowly like that, and then let it droop down, and it stays on there really cool. Like I said, the suppressor can go in either of these, but I never could fit it in that one. I think that's this is the same bow, like I said, and setup that came with one of the Storm Shadows. So I'm pretty sure there was something else that went in there for Storm Shadow, but I can't remember. And they just carried the same mold over. All right, so let's talk about the character a little bit. For some reason, they associated Clyde with his Clyde Hyde or something like that for his real name on this release on the file card, but that's obviously an alias. His code name is Gnawgahyde. Why would his name be Hyde? It just didn't make any sense. Unless he is a dumb dreadnought, so maybe he is. Well, yeah, but I don't think Larry Hama is an idiot, and I'm pretty sure he wrote the file card, even though he didn't use him in the Marvel comic run. Now he may have had him in a few of the IDW run. I didn't see him in any of those, but I didn't have all of those. And they ran from issue 155 and a half, and then 156 to 300. And then he's doing Skybound. Started at 301 and has continued on. It's in the 320s, I think. So he's still going strong on GI Joe. So I just don't have the funds to get him every month. I wish I did, because man, that would be cool to follow Larry Hama's continued storyline. All right, now, so that's it in the comic book. Nothing to talk about there. But in the cartoon, like I said, he was in Operation Dragonfire, which was after G.I. Joe the movie, Sunbow, they disbanded that production company altogether. The company that got the new contract was Deke, and they had done things like Ghostbusters. They had done Inspector Gadget. They had done quite a few really cool projects. And so they got the contract for G.I. Joe, and Operation Dragonfire was pretty good. It wasn't the quality of Sunbow, but it was still good. And then first season of this regular season series that they got to do in 1990 it was okay, because Operation Dragonfire was in 89, so there was nothing in 88. But in 89, Gnawgahyde was in that. Plus, he was in a few episodes of the series. And he got to meet the Queen, and or maybe that was Road Pig, because they had Road Pig in there too on his second release. But this vintage Gnawgahyde, they had, like I said, they had him in Operation Dragonfire, and him and the Baroness hung out, which was weird after Destro dumped the Baroness and started dating Zorana. I mean, they had some weird ideas, but and then he dumped Zorana in favor of the Baroness, and he just took her back, and she was okay with it. It was like, yeah, that's not how real life works, but it was for kids. So, they were making it for kids. And so you could tell it was written for kids. But it was a good story. And Sergeant Slaughter was the main character in that one. It was pretty cool, and he voiced it. And then he did a few episodes of the regular series where he voiced it. And then same with Sunbow, he voiced a few of the cartoons. And he kind of held it all together when there was no cartoon, because he would do basically he'd host episodes of the TV show. And I wish they would put those out on DVD, with Sergeant Slaughter hosting the G.I. Joe cartoon, which they've never done that as far as I know. That would be pretty cool. But as far as Gnawgahyde's concerned, I mean, his biggest line was, "I haven't had this much fun since I mowed me lawn with a flamethrower." And then when Serpentor got turned into an iguana, he said, "You'll never lose your taste for flies." I like that. I did like that. So, yeah, they gave him an Australian accent in that, and I got his hat on backwards. But, yeah, it's easy to do. Anyway, I had a lot of fun with this character. Hope you guys did too. He's a neat character, and the figure just is so awesome. This classified Gnawgahyde is very cool. I mean, like I said, minor gripes. Should have had a sidearm with a pistol, but I'm always have to have a sidearm combat knife for a Joe or bad guy. He's got two knives, and then he's got a sniper rifle, so and a bow. So yeah, I guess they didn't want to overdo it, but originally he had a gun on his boot. And he had the knife in a sheath right there, which would have been a cool update. But they didn't do that, and that's all right. These are like, I think, Duke legs, because Roadblock even. Yeah, it's Roadblock. He has the same knee pad that Roadblock does. So they reused some legs and parts, but that's normal. And I do like the little details they put on his little wristband here, and his gloves are cool. He didn't have gloves originally, which I thought was nice, and then the gauntlet. They changed it up. They made it brown with spikes, and then he's got the glove. And this hat is very cool. So then they made him like, he's just balding, and he didn't shave his head. So he's only got it on one side. He's got hair on one side and not the other. So it's kind of weird and funny, but it's interesting. Either that or they didn't paint it. Oh, it's not hair. What am I? Oh, he got a tattoo. See, I thought it was hair, but it's an actual tattoo. That's even better. It makes more sense. So he's still bald. So just me being an old man and missing things. But the mutton chops are awesome. Very cool update. And that takes me to my opinion of who Gnawgahyde is in my head canon and the Dreadnoks. And as far as I'm concerned, he's low on the totem pole. The lowest ranking dreadnought aside from recruits, or what I like to call plebes, because it's a motorcycle thing. And I have another term for it, but I'm not. It's not coming to mind right now. But there it is. In a nutshell, Gnawgahyde. Not much to talk about with him because he's just a cool addition to the Dreadnoks. I definitely had more to talk about with Torch and with Buzzer, who I'm not a big fan of Buzzer. A lot of people love Buzzer. He's their favorite Dreadnought. Not me. Torch is mine. And I didn't really care for Ripper at all until the update. And then I started going back, reading the character and the comics and everything. He's a lot more interesting than I remember. I like him more as an adult than I did as a kid, but that's me, And then they had Thunder, the Thunder Machine driver, Thrasher. They called him Thunder when he came out again with the Dreadnought set. And they're having him come out finally. He's not coming with the Thunder Machine, but they're having the Thunder Machine come out. It's kind of annoying to me that they don't pair them up. But I'll get my Thrasher, and I probably won't end up with the Thunder Machine because it's a little bit more expensive. So I'm happy that way. And then the only original Dreadnought that they need to bring out after that is Zanzibar, the Dreadnought Pirate, who came out in 1987. So they've got Gnawgahyde, who came out in 89, and Road Pig, who came out in 88. I've done Joe Takes on all the Dreadnoughts that are out right now, except for Zanya, who I don't have yet. If I can pick her up, I will probably do a Joe Take on her near the end of the season, so probably early next spring, or even a little bit before, because that's usually where I end my seasons, is in spring. And that's Gnawgahyde. He's Dreadnought poacher. He smells even worse. The other Dreadnoughts reject him even, but he does his thing. He loves motorcycles like they do. He loves chocolate donuts and grape soda. He's a Dreadnought, and that's my take on Gnawgahyde. I got some videos to share with you. I've got the On Joe Takes where you can see a better look at the classified figures with Gnawgahyde, Pork Belly, and Yabo. So you can get a better look at those. You'll see the magazine for the sniper rifle, and then the suppressor now that's down on my floor that I may or may not find. I hope so. It should be down here. I should be able to find it. I just the magazine we lost over here, and it just I don't know. It's like I said, really small magazine. So there it is. Really small rocks. Okay. And again, like I said, that's my take on him. I've got a promo to show you, and then the On Joe Takes. Yeah, I think I'll do it that way. And then the outro, and then probably a music video or two, and then we'll have Tiger come on, and we'll start our Friday show because we should be starting right now. I might just do one music video. We'll see how that works, and we'll see you next time for Joe Takes. This Joe Takes, I'll try to put on as its own video tomorrow on From the Hilt, and then next Wednesday will for sure be on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel. So check it out as its own video there if you didn't want to watch it here live on Fridays from the Hilt. But let's get into Fridays.
Watch new Joe Takes live on Fridays from the Hilt. All the same G.I. Joe fun, just found a new home. Fridays are from the Hilt. No perfume. No mercy. He walks where the tall grass swallows every trail. Eyes on the horizon, never destined to fail. The city never claimed him, the wild became his home. A rifle and a warthog where the lonely hunters roam. The dust became his blanket, the mud became his skin. He traded all his comforts just to let the hunt begin. No polished boots or inches, no palace made of stone. The predator's strongest when he stands alone. He leaves no trace, the frightened eye can find. same sky. Smell of the wild, born to survive. The king of the shadows where the strong stay alive. Smell of the wild, no fear inside. Only the hunter when the prey runs and hides. They ran him from the continent with cards and angry words. Too mean for fellow poachers, too foul for decent herds. He laughed beside the campfire with grape soda in his hand. Found a home among the dreadnoughts who could understand. No Clyde, Pork Belly, and Yabba walked beside him through the brush and through the rain. The only souls he trusts upon the dusty plain. Everything is quarry when the daylight starts to fade. Everything except the friends who never walk away. Here's the heartbeat carried on the breeze. Hey!
My room full of Joe Take dreams. Crimson Guard with eyes on the team. Snake eyes silent and mean, but tough to rile. Roadblock rhymes and cooks with style. Duke has the first shirt, making with a plan. Cobra Commander schemes with his clan. Scarlet sharp hits, hard flips fast. Destro's armor gleams from the past. My G.I. Joe takes fierce and honest view. Red versus blue, it's up to you. Stay a while and listen for the consumerism. My G.I. Joe's takes given with enthusiasm. Sergeant shifting sneaks in disguise. Storm Shadow's blade cut through lies. Baroness cold with her deadly aim. Shipwreck laughs, wins the game. Doc's healing hand in the fray. Flint's shotgun clears the way. Major Blood's battle cry echoes near. General Hawk leads, we cheer. From the hilt on YouTube, tune in for a day. Joe Takes to help you with your play. Let's put these characters to the test. I'm Logan, the G.I. Joe gamer, and I play it best. Yo, Joe, Cobra